Hug me, brother!
Welcome to the Third Wind channel, where today we're doing our first episode review for Drake and Josh, starting off with the first episode, Pilot. The episode starts with, appropriately, them introducing themselves to the audience. They had this special split-screen view on Drake and Josh in the beginning of every episode, which I thought was really unique because it was a great way to set up the tone and what was going to happen in the episode. So, how do Drake and Josh introduce themselves? Well, first we get some of this, which is, funny enough, the Drake and Josh theme song, which both Drake Parker and Drake Bell have written. But this wasn't always planned to be the theme song of Drake and Josh. They actually had a Lenny Kravitz song planned earlier, but then Drake Bell's guitar playing and his songwriting convinced them to choose this song.
We should try and write a theme song. You know, I should show up with a theme song for the show, because the song right now is just a Lenny Kravitz song. It's a song everybody's heard on the radio. Like, I want somebody in their bedroom that's working on their homework to hear the theme song and go, oh, Drake and Josh is on.
I always thought that was a fun bit of authenticity for the show, that Drake actually wrote the music and is actually playing guitar in the show, which is really fun, actually. But never mind that, how do Drake and Josh introduce themselves?
My name's Drake Parker.
I'm Josh Nichols.
I should probably be doing my homework.
I'm just doing a little homework here.
So in the first moments of the show, they are already introducing Drake and Josh as opposites. And to carry the point home further, this is how they introduce each other.
It's not that I have anything against Josh.
I really don't know Drake all that well. But he seems kinda okay.
Unusual.
So right off the bat, you have the kind of cool kid Drake and the kind of nerdier kid Josh. These two opposites, your yin and your yang, to create your big contrast, which is going to be the premise of the whole show. So what do you keep in mind here? Josh is open to Drake, but Drake is not open to Josh. So what happens next? Oh god, no, not that. Isn't this a kid's show? I meant this.
We're getting married!
So who are these two? On the left side, you have Josh's dad, Walter, and on the right side, you have Drake's mom. This is important because that means...
Yeah, we're gonna be one big old happy family!
But if that's not clear, then Drake can help us by clarifying.
He's gonna be my stepfather? And you're gonna be my...
Yes, your stepbrother, Drake. And here's a side-by-side comparison to the reactions of Drake, Josh, and Megan to the married news. From left to right, we got empty in the head, horrified, and excited. So who's this happy citizen on the left? Well, that's Megan, Drake's little sister. We'll get into her later. But the most important takeaway here is Drake's reaction, and if it wasn't clear already, here is an iconic scene that explains everything.
Hug me, brother!
He looks so happy. But look how happy Josh looks for finally having a sibling. Like, that's wholesome. So that's the setup for our pilot before the title sequence rolls with I found a way, I found a way. But yeah, the one thing I think is often overlooked about this pilot is that I think that whole setup makes Drake the main character of the pilot. And the villain is kind of Josh and his family coming in and ruining everything for him. Like, look how they present Josh in the following scene.
Drake, Josh is downstairs.
Oh, really? Because I was just writing a song about him. It's called I'm Not Sharing My Room with Josh.
Which makes you think, come on, Drake, give Josh a chance. But then this happens.
Check out the bed! Wait, no.
Dude, these sheets match my jammies!
Like, if I had the neighbor's kid running around my room like this, I totally understand Drake, like, seriously. But after this, we slip into what would be our main plot for this episode.
It's the school newspaper.
So, this newspaper is how we get into our first brotherly conflict. And what does this newspaper include? Well, things like...
Ooh, look, a poem by Janitor Jones. The toilet, don't soil it.
But more importantly, there is something in the newspaper that causes a bit of a conflict between Drake and Josh because one person thinks it's valuable and one person thinks it's not.
Oh, and here's the worst. Miss Nancy's advice column. What a load.
A load of good. I think Miss Nancy gives great advice.
Oh, so Josh likes Miss Nancy. It's not like Josh might, have some involvement with this newspaper, right?
You don't want to go play any basketball?
Oh my god! I can explain! Oh my god!
You see what I mean about Drake's intolerance of Josh being somewhat reasonable? Like, he's known Josh for a few seconds and he's doing stuff like this in his room, but hold on. Let us reel it back a bit. What happened here? How did this happen? Oh, come on. Not this again. That's not what I meant. This is what I meant.
I'm gonna go play some hoops.
Drake, when will you be back?
I don't know, few hours?
Now it's my turn to kiss you.
Now it's my turn to throw up. Yeah, I'm gonna go play some ball.
Well, did you ask your brother if he wants to play?
You know, Mom, I don't really think Josh is the basketball type.
Sure he is.
Just go ask Josh to play.
You don't want to go play any basketball?
So, the explanation for this, which brings us back to Nancy's column in the school newspaper, is that yes, Josh is Miss Nancy. So, what does Drake do after he finds out?
You're Miss Nancy?
Yes.
So, after he gets all the laughter out of the way, he of course goes into Drake mode, where we get to know more about Drake, where he is quite clever, he is quite sly. So, he figures out a way to take advantage of Josh for being Miss Nancy.
Would just bring me flowers or write me poems or cook me romantic dinners. Wait a second. Purple ink? Dots your eyes with little hearts? This letter was from Tiffany Margolis.
Which brings me back to a part of the intro sequence which I didn't show you guys.
I love girls.
But moving on.
Poor Tiffany. So sad. So lonely. So hot. Yeah, I think I can help her.
No! No, I'm not gonna let you use my letters for your own selfish desires.
So what does Drake do from here? Well, like a normal person, he just let it go, right? He's like, okay, fair enough, I can't do that. Or wait, what did he do?
Fine. Then I'll just tell the whole world that my new stepbrother, Josh Nichols, is the real live Miss Nancy.
You're not that evil!
Oh, but Josh, I think you underestimate how much Drake really cares mostly about himself. From the very beginning of this episode, Drake reacted to something that was really good in his mom's life as a negative thing because he was thinking about himself. So what does Drake do from here on out? Well, he thinks about himself. He takes the inside information he got from Josh to use with this girl to get her on a date.
Fruity. No. Beauty.
What are you writing?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, nothing indeed. So Drake, yes, uses this inside information and ends up getting a date with this girl, even though she has a boyfriend. And the only reason he's done this is because he has inside information. Everyone at their weakest point would agree to something they usually wouldn't, and her, having these problems in her relationship, is starting to doubt it. So of course Drake, in this fake persona where he writes poetry, picks flowers, and cooks food, invites her to his place where he'll make her dinner. And this just further develops Drake's character. He'll slip into someone else completely to get what he wants, again thinking mostly about himself.
Poem.
So this brings us to, how does Drake make dinner when he doesn't know how to? Well...
Wait. You know how to cook?
Nope. But I hear you do.
And of course he uses the same evil trick again, blackmailing Josh into making food for his date. But before we go any further, remember how I said I'd come back to Megan? Well, this is the time for that now. See, so this is Megan, a smart, evil little sister that will do everything to make her brothers miserable. And a normal person would be happy with this, just putting hot sauce on food and running away. But no, no, no. The true character of Megan shows here. Megan will go the extra step further to make sure her brother's days are ruined. But we don't get much more of Megan in this episode, but look forward to more of Megan in the future. Anyways, here's why she does it. I think there are a lot of reasons why Megan does this, but my theory is that Megan is a lot smarter than people think. And she has a lot of secret stuff going on in her room, different operations, whatever, that she doesn't want her parents to even notice or even have time to notice, because their attention will always be on the brothers who are always getting into trouble and falling for Megan's pranks and making them look like the bad guys. But in reality, she's just hiding it. But one thing I don't think Megan realizes that she's doing is creating a common enemy for Drake and Josh. They both hate Megan for doing these things. So in turn, they are bonding because of that common enemy. I don't think she wanted that. But this scene might have then marked a turning point for the brothers where they started to bond more, where they started to understand each other more, which I think is really important and overlooked at times. That ends my Megan rant, so now it's time to find out, how did that date go between Tiffany and Drake, where Josh is cooking?
Drake, this ravioli is amazing. What's it called?
Oh, well, you know, it's ravioli from a llama.
Raviole from a llama. But yes, the date seems to be going pretty well, and then Josh gets involved.
Now, tell me, Drake, how do you make it?
See, what Josh doesn't realize is sitting down in that seat might be the worst mistake he ever makes, because as Drake is taking away the plates to bring something new to help the situation, someone knocks at the door.
So, it's true!
What? Did I have a concussion?
So now Josh is in trouble because Buck challenges him to a fight at school, and you know, Josh had very little to do with this, poor guy, but that's what it is. So now we've gotten into the phase of a Drake and Josh episode where we have a shining red problem and they need to solve it. And let's just see how that goes.
How could you get me into a fight with Buck?
Oh, this is my fault?
Oh, let me think. Yes, you realize he's gonna destroy me.
He's not gonna destroy you.
He's huge and stupid. That's a bad combination.
You're right. He's gonna kill you.
You'd think at this point, any sensible person would say, okay, yes, it's my fault, let's solve this together, right? Well,
Hey, can I have your computer?
Drake can't help it. He always leaps to himself first, that's the way his mind works. But let's see what happens after this.
What am I gonna do? I got it.
Yes, a weekend's worth of karate is the solution for this fight, but I'm just thinking about the people in the studio writing this episode. They're like, okay, so he's gonna get into a fight, and then he's gonna go to a karate studio, and then he's gonna have the fight. Like, it's so random, man. Okay, but they're gonna have a good sensei. Josh is gonna get trained up for this fight, I believe. Let's take a look.
So, you boys like chicken tenders?
I'm sorry. This is why I like this show. But yeah, there's a montage of Josh training, but I think my favorite part of this sequence of the episode is that this guy is like a knockoff Mr. Miyagi, and I love the little parody they do. I'll show you right now.
In here. Not in here. Sometimes in here. One time in here.
I love that of all things they spoofed Karate Kid. I love the Karate Kid films, and this to me was incredibly funny. The thing is, this isn't even the last time Nickelodeon spoofed the Karate Kid films. In the season, or the series finale of Zoe 101, they did it again. But alas, it's time for the great fight of our pilot. In one corner we have Buck, and the other we have Josh. Let's see how it goes.
You ready?
Oh yeah, baby. Come on, let's do this. Let's go.
Well, in this version of Karate Kid, the bully does end up winning the final fight. Ding ding ding. But a few things about this final scene that I thought were fun that I didn't notice before are... In the background here, you can see Eric, who isn't even introduced until the second season of Drake and Josh. So, a fun cameo here that I didn't notice before. If you don't know who Eric is in the Drake and Josh universe, well, you'll find out if you watch enough of these. Secondly, the moral of the story, if you win the school fight, you'll get the girl. Yeah.
Come on, Tiff. Let's go get some sorbet.
Oh, Buck.
But I fooled you. That was not the final scene. It wasn't just an editing mistake for me. The next scene is the most important one in the entire episode, and that is where we get to see Josh and Drake resolve their conflict and become the brothers we love.
Where is it? Where'd you put it?
Thought you weren't ever talking to me again.
I have to write my Miss Nancy column.
So at this point, Josh has known Drake for a few days and his whole life has been turned around. But at this point, he wants nothing to do with Drake anymore. He just wants his dress back, which Drake has hidden.
Column. Now where is my dress?
I hid it.
That's it. You are the worst stepbrother ever.
See, Josh being this mad is something that never happens. So you know you have to push all the right buttons for this to happen. And I believe Josh when he says, I don't want anything to do with you. But more importantly, Drake is putting in a serious effort to help Josh because throughout this whole adventure of 3 days, Drake has earned some respect for Josh. So he's trying to help him realize that he doesn't need the dress to write the column.
Look, I'm trying to do something nice for you. You said yourself you hated dressing up like a woman. So you don't need the dress. Question. If somebody told you that they had to wear a dress to give good advice, what would you say?
I don't know.
What would you say?
Drake,
What would you say?
I'd say that's ridiculous. Say, good advice comes from the heart and from what's inside you, not the clothes you wear.
Is that stupid advice?
It's good advice.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said it's good advice.
Well, guess what, Josh? Looks like you just gave some good advice, and I don't see you wearing any dress.
Bingo. Drake solves Josh's problem, and Josh realizes that Drake does care about him. And this is pushed further by Drake doing something he rarely does.
I'm sorry I got you into this whole thing with Buck and the black eye.
It's okay. We're still friends.
Friends? No way, man.
Really, Drake? Come on. After all this?
We're brothers.
May I?
Hug me, brother!
Oh god, it's so beautiful. I'm gonna cry. No, I'm kidding. But what a perfect way to finish an episode. It goes from Josh saying, hug me brother, to Drake meaningfully saying, hug me brother, and that final hug, and that's how the show starts. That's the beginning of it. It's brilliant. That does it for our first episode review for Drake and Josh. I had a blast making this, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you liked it by subscribing. That shows me that you like it. And yeah, I really, out of those 4 Schneiderverse shows that I cover, I think Drake and Josh is my favorite. It comes off that classic Nickelodeon era, which ended kind of that 2004, 2005 time. But yeah, I always thought it was the edgiest, the funniest. But yeah, I really enjoyed making these, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too, because then I can make more. But yeah, that wraps it up. Hope you guys are doing good, and I'll see you in a new video very soon.